Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be unboxing a vintage 1959 Mercedes 300 SL kit today from Entex. I recently picked this up from an online sale from what is his name? Kogo's Scale Auto Sales, Model Sales. I think I'm going to put a picture up right about here and let you guys know about him. He sells a whole bunch of vintage stuff. He buys out old collections and sells them out, and you can get some really cool stuff from him that you're not going to find pretty much anywhere else. And this was one of the ones I picked up among a few others, but we'll be looking at this guy today. As you guys know, I am a Mercedes-Benz technician, and I've always been interested in their classic cars. And this is one of their beauties, the 300 SL Roadster, which is based off of the same platform as the 300 SL Going. And we're going to take a look at this little thing here. It's got a picture on the cover here. This is the picture of actually the built model, which is the same picture on the side here with a little bit of information on the car. 1/24 scale from Entex. Same picture on all four corners. So let's open this puppy up and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so now let's take a look at the instructions for this car. Now it's a simple one-sheet instruction flyer, leaflet, booklet, whatever you want to call it. It's really very simple. At the top, it's got a nice picture of the model, a little information on the car, some assembly hints. Here we have a photograph of the body, step number 1, all of the parts that get attached to the body. You have your luggage rack, your antenna, an optional spotlight. I don't think I'll be putting a spotlight on this car. Your rear view mirror, optional. Regulations back then, I guess they weren't what they are today. Our radio antenna. There's our rear bumper. The tail lights, the headlights, the bumpers. And our exhaust legs pipes, optional. Don't think I'll be using those. Here's the simple instructions. I mean, look at this, guys. Paint the body, color optional, red, white, silver, or the most popular colors. All trim is silver. Paint badges on hood and trunk silver, which is, I didn't see any decals in this car, so I guess they're just molded to the body and you're just gonna paint them. Cement windshield to the body, followed by the grille, headlights, and tail lights. Place do not cement front and rear bumpers to this body. Select any optional details you wish to add, and where necessary, pierce small holes in the body to fit them. But do not cement in position until your model is complete to avoid breakage. So I guess we're going to have to drill all the holes for anything that you want to add to this model, including the antenna, the spotlight, the rearview mirror. Interesting. Here we have the assembly of the chassis. I mean, you really couldn't get any simpler than that. Basically, you're just installing the wheels and the tires. Here you have your interior. Goes the hubs into the tires, got the axles and so blah blah blah. And the interior, again, extremely simple. You have an interior, your rearview mirror, optional tack, steering column, the boot cover or optional top. So there is only one or the other. Your dashboard, interior assembly, and your gear shift. Again, an extremely simple kit. Here is our limited warranty. I wonder if that's still in effect. And if you lose or damage a part, send $1 to the address below. Be sure to send a complete description to the or damaged part and include your name and address.
I'd buy that for $1.
Look at this. Wonder if they're still there. And you can see the aged yellowing of the instructions here. That's very... It is just these instructions are very cool. I don't know about you guys, but I really like this stuff. I love these vintage kits. Alright, so why don't we take a look on scale mates and see if we can find out when this thing was actually made, because we don't have any dating on the box at all from what I can see. No, there's no date on the box at all. So why don't we take a look on scale mates and see what we can find. Alright guys, here we are on scale mates, and we just happened to find our Entex Industries 1/24 scale 1959 Mercedes 300 SL. So why don't we take a look at it and see what the history of this little kit is. And there it is with the original box, same thing that I have here. Now this is the kit number 9113 Mercedes 300 SL, and let's see, this kit dates back. It's originally a Revell kit. Look at that. I did not know that. That is interesting. Now this kit dates back to 1960. And this is where it was newly tooled as a Hubley kit. Oh, look at that. This kit has gone through a lot of hands. 1/24 scale. Now, it started off as a Hubley kit in 1960, and then was look at that, it was turned into a motorized toy by Hubley with a friction motor. Then it was sold by International Cars, I guess, as a pre-built model or toy. And here it is again. I guess it was Hubley kept marketing it as a friction motored car. And that continued all the way up until, let's see who was next. There was a 300 SL promo again, International Car. I guess they had it for quite a while. They had a red one, and now they have now they have the white one, white wall tires. And here we have Hubley releasing it again. Looks like they turned it into a race version of the car, which included new parts. Then we're going into the 1980s. Our International Car, here it is, released as, look at that, a bagged kit instead of a box kit. Still by Hubley. Oh, I guess Hubley and International Cars, I guess they were the same company. That's very cool. And then they released a red one. So they continued with the red and white versions of the car. Then in 1981, Revell took this kit over. And here we have, it continued as a Revell kit from 1981 all the way to 1988. And here, then it went to Italiari. Wow, everybody's had this thing. 300 SL Roadster. Italiari. Between 1988 and 1989. Then from there, it became the Testers Mercedes 300 SL Cabriolet. And then here, Mercedes 300 SL Roadster from Master Kit. I'm gonna guess this is a European model. But our particular kit, the one we're interested in, is the entex version. This kit does have a long lineage. And the entex version is, I'm gonna guess it's from at some time in 1989 between 1989 and 1990, this kit was released by Entex. In between the testers and the master kit version of this kit. And then here we have two unrelated 300 SLs, new tooling and new parts, but unrelated to this particular model, as this is the entire lineage of this kit, dating all the way from the 1960s to 1990 something. Ours being the model that was released between 1980 something and 1990 something. Toward the end of the 80s was when our kit was released. So that's an amazing lineage of this particular model and all the different companies that were involved in it. Now that is an interesting history. Alright guys, this is everything that comes in along with our instructions. Bagged individually are the windshield. Very cool. It's got two pieces of glass here. Not really sure why. Since it's a roadster, there should only be one for the front. Not really sure what this is all about. Unless, of course, they had another version of this kit that was... Maybe they had a gold wing kit, and this is the same tree that includes both pieces of glass. Also includes a license plate. Very cool. Here we have our chrome tree, which is really very interesting. You can see here it's got two different style, actually three different style of wheels. It's got a large Mercedes. I'm thinking this is some sort of display emblem or something. Pretty neat. Might be displaying this with the car. Here we have a really cool Mercedes-Benz grille. We have our headlights, our front bumper, rear bumper. Here we have what appears to be a luggage rack, maybe, I think. Exhaust pipes. Here we have our knockoffs for the wheels, a shifter. More knockoff. Here we have our tail lights. Weird little bend in the chrome here. Now there's quite a bit of flash on this. So you can see that the mold is not exactly the cleanest mold they had here. This is all flash here. Here we have some of the trim work on the car. So this is all going to have to be stripped. And then I'll have to repaint the chrome. And there go one of the rims, just fell off. These are probably the ones I'll be using with the Mercedes-Benz emblem in them. Pretty nice looking casting, even with all the flash on it. Alright, so let's put this away and move on to the next. This is going to be a curbside kit. So there is no engine. So let's open up the body here and see what we have. So basically, in this bag we have the body, we have the interior, we have, I'm not really sure what that is. Oh, we actually do have a hardtop. That's what our other piece of glass is for. There is a hardtop that will slot right into the body right there. And it actually fits Actually, it fits pretty well. Look at that. And I can see a few little sinkholes here. A few here. The body itself is really not bad. It's going to require quite a bit of cleanup though. As I can see, there's a mold line here which I don't think is supposed to be there, and it's a very rough line. So that's going to require quite a bit of sanding and cleaning up. There's a bit of flash on the body. Let's take a look at the front here. Not too bad. The hood is represented nicely. We have our power bulges here. Wipers, which are molded to the body. So overall, it's not bad. It's going to require quite a bit of work to clean it up. Here we have a few more sinkholes here, right in the front bumper, in the front fender. And we are going to have to do a little bit of scribing of the panel lines, just to deepen up just slightly, not too much. The molding of the heat extractors here are actually not too bad. Alright, so now let's take a look at the interior. The interior is one bucket with the seats already molded in. Not much in the way of door panels. We do have a little bit of detail in there for the door panels. And the seats have a bit of detail pleating in the seats. Not the worst in the world. Now we'll take a look at this. Apparently is probably the folded convertible boot, which will mount here. And yep, that's going to be the convertible boot to take up the space that the convertible top will be folded into. Now will it fit with the hard top in place? We're gonna have to do a little bit of work there to make them fit together happy, because it looks like it's an either or kind of thing. But I think we can do a little something so that we can use both. Now let's take a look at the dashboard. This is very, very simple, but I think it represents the original dash pretty nicely. Nice and the inscribed details. Okay, not too bad at all. Now let's take a look at the chassis. Chassis is very, very simplified. This is just a rough approximation of the engine here. A little bit of front suspension detail. What's supposed to be a rear differential here. And our, look at that, that's supposed to be a drive shaft. That would snap in half if it was on the real car that small. And we have a little bit of trunk detailing here. Fuel tank. Mufflers molded in. So it's not a lot of detail. This is going to make a good quick build. There's a steering wheel, very nicely replicated with a Mercedes logo right there in the center. Quite a bit of flash to deal with there. And now let's take a look at tires. Real rubber tires. They do have a logo on them. Can't really tell what that says there. Let me see if I can get a good look at it here. They are Dunlops. Still nice and soft. Even with the age of this kit, tires are in good shape. Very light tread on them. But one good thing about these is that there's no center mold line. A lot of the times you get these things and there's a seam right across the center of the tire that you have to sand off. These tires are actually molded really nicely. Alright, so that is everything that comes in this kit. Still have no idea what this is. We're going to have to look that up in the instructions. This may be something for that trophy. Possibly. And I just dropped the wheel, which I'm going to have to find. So that's it, guys. That's our quick look at the entex Mercedes-Benz 300 SL kit from trying to see when this kit was made. Alright guys, so that's it. That's our look at the entex Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. Alright guys, we'll be coming to you with some more vintage kits. I did pick up a few more, and we'll be taking a look at them because they're really, really cool. And I like this old vintage stuff. Sure, it may not be up to the standards of today's stuff, but they are still very, very cool. Alright guys, that's it, and I will see you on the next one.